welcome to a new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats, a podcast all about Hallmark movies. And I am so honored because we have been talking about doing this since January, I believe. Since your birthday.
A long time. Yes, it's my birthday. And I was gonna go shoot something, and you're like, "Can you?" And I was like, "I'm shooting something. Let me see if I can make it work."
And I had surgery, and it was.
I know you had your surgery.
Yeah, but we have been talking about doing this podcast with Natalie Hall, whose movie is coming out like this week. Well, this next Saturday.
Week, but like it's all the same.
May 14th. Oh my God.
14th, yeah. I think it's at 8 p.m. 7 Central, I think.
Yep. And it's road trip romance. She starts with Corey Sevier, or is it Sevier? Sevier. Yeah. See, I was going with like the English version, not even French.
I could be wrong too. I mean, I always just call them Corey. I could be very wrong. I'm terrible with like pronunciations and names and all the things. But yeah, I mean, that's what everyone calls them.
Well, I don't speak French, so anything French-wise, I have no.
Yeah, well, he's Canadian, so yeah. I mean, I'm Canadian too, so we grew up kind of speaking a little bit of French, and I don't speak French anymore. I wish I did, and I wish I learned Spanish growing up, and all the things and all the languages. But yeah, so I know it's a tricky one the way it's spelled, but I think it's French Canadian, but I could be making that up again.
But anyway, you have been in a lot of other Hallmark movies before. My absolute personal favorite is You're Making Me Crazy. You also were on Fit for a Prince just last year, and Winter Princess and stuff. Girl, first of all, when can you do a Christmas movie? I would love to see you in a Christmas movie. I think you would rock a Christmas movie.
You're so kind. So I actually did a Christmas movie for Netflix. And it's called Midnight at the Magnolia. Mm-hmm. It's on Netflix. We did really great. It was the same crew that I did this last movie with. I work with them a lot, the crew in Ottawa. They're amazing. They're like family now. They're like, oh, Natalie's here. She's back.
But you gotta do a Hallmark Christmas movie.
I would love to.
The on brand of Christmas.
Maybe they don't think I'm Christmassy enough. I don't know. But the one on Netflix is it did really well. It was like a top 10 movie around the world.
Yeah.
It was like number 1 for like weeks in certain countries, and it did so well. It's Evan Williams, and he's amazing, and so and I did a Lifetime Christmas movie, but maybe Hallmark just sees me in sort of fall or spring. I don't know.
Or winter.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Or like I'm just a princess, or I don't know.
I know. I was going to ask you this. So it's like you played a princess, and you played the person who falls in love with the prince.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the princess or the commoner who falls in love?
Hands down, the princess. It's like when it's so funny. I took 7 years off from doing TV movies, and I was just doing other stuff like primetime shows and series and stuff. And I had finished like an HBO series, and then I finished Unreal, which was a great show. And then I had also finished a movie called Only the Brave. I was opposite Miles Teller and Jeff Bridges, and it was a lot of really like heavy stuff, really beautiful stories that I feel so honored to be a part of, especially Only the Brave. Yep. But I told my team, I was like, I really want to go do something that just feels good, feels
fun
good
and lighthearted.
Yeah, and
not too heavy.
I always loved doing Hallmark because I started off doing Hallmark back in 2011, and I was on All My Children.
Wow.
So it wasn't really like as like, the huge thing it is now, the huge machine. And they always had women, like just really women driven stories, and they really promoted and pushed women and women's stories. And I think I was 22, and I was getting handed these scripts that were like, she is very successful at her job, she just can't figure out love. Right. And at the time I was getting a lot of scripts that were like, she's the mean girl in high school, which I love playing too. But I was like, this is so cool. This is who I am. This is a driven female, who wants a big career. And so that's why I always loved Hallmark. And so when I sat back down with them 6-7 years later, a table full of people who were all amazing and wonderful and diverse and just the coolest, they were like, we have this movie, would you play a princess? And I was like, absolutely. And they're like, a princess in the snow. And I was like, sign me up. I will be in the snow. I will have a crown. I will dress. I'll be a princess. So then, a couple weeks later, I was in Canada shooting Winter Princess. So if you don't know me very well, I ramble a lot. But long story short, I love being a princess. I would love to. It's so fun to, they don't do that often. I feel like they always do the male sort of prince and the woman falls in love. So when they said, it's an opportunity that she's the princess and in hiding, I was like, absolutely, that sounds wonderful. And with Chris McNally, who's so great, we had such a blast shooting that.
Yeah, well, for the Chris McNally fans, there's a lot of them. How was it working with Chris?
He's so lovely. Like, I can't. We still talk. Like, it's so funny when you shoot these movies. You always love who you work with, but then you move on in life, and
right.
But we still like keep in contact, and he's just the loveliest. And he actually grew up like 10 minutes from where I grew up, and he's just like such a solid, nice guy. I can't say enough great things about him. He's so great, and just so warm and so Canadian, and I just love working with him.
I have to say my favorite thing was your wave.
Oh yes, actually,
in the movie, and then like the ball gown and the tiara.
Oh my gosh, I loved that tiara. I was like, can I take this? Wear it around my house. Yeah, no, actually, I don't know. I think I looked up a lot, like how princesses how they sit and how they keep their hands, and I wanted to do a British accent for it, but they didn't want me to do one, so I kind of had to nix that idea. But yeah, it was very just like posture, and I grew up dancing, so it was like I just loved it all.
I was thinking the wave reminded me of Princess Diaries.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, didn't you do that? Oh, she's so good. That movie's so good. That's a classic.
I love Princess Diaries, and I think that's a compliment. But my favorite movie of yours, hands down, is You're Making Me Crazy. And it actually, I don't know if I told you this, but it led to a really deep conversation between a friend of mine and I. So it was the first time she had seen this, and she found the scene where you and Michael Rady's character were like, Michael's character wants to drop out of the competition. You're like, no, because that's so egotistical of you to think that you should drop out to help me out, kind of thing. And my friend was like, oh, that's so sweet, he's doing that. I'm like, no, it's not. That is so horrible. Why? She's like, why do you think it's horrible? I was like, because when you're a competitive person, you want to beat the best. Mm-hmm. If he didn't think he was better than her, he wouldn't drop out to give her a better chance. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And at the time when we were having this conversation, it was around the Summer Olympics with Simone Biles, and I kind of related it to that, where I was like, I'm not taking away any of the Olympic gold medalists' accomplishments, but hands down, if you were to ask them, they would have preferred to win their medals competing against Simone, because she's the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I totally see that. And that's definitely, I'm glad that came across. And I mean, that I hope you guys are still friends.
Oh, yes, we're still friends.
Okay.
But we did a live Instagram chat on that. We did a live Instagram chat on it too.
Oh my gosh, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wish I'd seen that. Yeah, no, I mean, I loved that scene too, because I felt like it really showed her strength. And I think Hallmark does a really great, again, women-driven programs. They do a great job of sort of giving women so much strength. And they've been doing that since the beginning. It wasn't something that they, just decided to do in the last several years. They've always done that. I mean, I
Yeah.
was 21 years old getting to play a career-driven woman. So yeah, I mean, I loved that scene too. And it was hard a little bit for me. That was actually one of the harder scenes because I was trying not to come across as, like egotistical with him, but the director really guided me in a way that really helped me through it. And I was like, it's good that she's strong and that she knows what she wants. And I didn't want, so it's a complicated scene actually when you really think about it.
I felt like it was, for me, I saw Cleo's competitive nature come out, and I understood that. You know what I mean? Because anybody who's like, has any kind of competition with people, that would understand, like, I don't want you to drop out for me. That's not how it works. You're supposed to, like.
No, totally. It's so interesting too, because I'm just now thinking, like, I grew up with brothers, an older brother and a younger brother. And my dad, like, always, I commend him, like, he always, like, whatever my brothers did, I did it too. It wasn't sort of like, oh, well, you're a girl or female or whatever. He really, like, taught me that I'm totally an equal to them. And I've always been that way, just sort of like, competitive in a way. Obviously I'm not, like, super like that, I'm not elbowy or anything, but like, I think it's good for even young women to see other women like be competitive, and you are an equal. And I'm glad that sort of, these movies, they're fun to shoot, but I'm glad that they also, have a message always. And I love that was the message for you, that you guys kind of got into that and were discussing it in that way. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I love the movie. I do. It was fun. But how was it working with Michael? And can you cook?
Can he cook or can I cook?
Can you cook?
So, I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm like some gal that like loves to like cook, and I kind of cook the basics and make sure everyone in my family's fed. But I wouldn't say I'm like a fabulous cook. But I can, get by. I don't love cooking. Like, I think some people love it. Like, do you love it?
I love eating. Not
yeah,
so much
right.
cooking.
So me, it's like I enjoy, but that's like the cleanup and the whole thing. Like, I don't love the cleanup part of it all. So
Yeah.
I do love myself some takeout too, because it's just easy.
I know. I'm trying to cook my parents' recipes. I'm Filipino.
I love that.
I'm Filipino.
Yeah.
I believe my parents are the best cooks
I'm sure, of course.
Filipino dishes.
Yeah.
And so I try to remake what they do, but I swear to you, they're hiding something because it never tastes the same.
I know what you mean. I do that too all the time. I cook something and I'm like, it's not how it's supposed to taste.
Right. And I'm
so
like,
I totally get that.
Your tongue, I guess, or taste buds know what it's supposed to taste like. Yeah, how was it working with Michael? I feel like he's such a fun guy.
He's amazing too. I mean, Hallmark knows how to find great guys. He's a family guy. That's what I will say. He loves his kids. He's actually a vegetarian, so he had to work with like bacon and meat. He had to be this like, bacon guy, but he's a vegetarian.
I talked to what's her name, Rhiannon, and she was telling she's vegan too.
I love her. She's wonderful.
Yeah, I talked to her last year, and when I asked her about BLP, she was like, "Oh, I didn't eat any."
Yeah. Oh, she did. So I eat meat. I ate it all. I think I was eating for everybody on that thing. I was like, this is delicious.
I know, and the bacon fried rice too.
The bacon fried rice.
Bacon is like my weakness. Bacon is my weakness.
It's your weakness.
Bacon.
You love. That's why you loved that movie.
Yes. But actually, I love like food competition movies. I've always loved like.
Oh yeah.
I was, Food Network, where they have like Chopped, Cupcake Wars, Top
Yeah.
Chef,
Yeah.
Chef, all that stuff. I watch all of that.
No, I watch it. I don't watch them so much anymore, but I remember I have, tuned in. But I tune out because I'm like, I could never do that.
I know. Okay, so let's talk about Road Trip Romance. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen the trailer on YouTube, and I have to say, it cracked me up. so,
Oh my gosh, good.
so you and Corey, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna mess with his last name.
don't worry.
You guys play what I could surmise are high school rivals.
Yeah, so we are high school rivals, and we so happen to also run companies that are very in the same field, same world. We both run vintage toy companies,
Ooh.
and we both end up in the same city, but needing to go back home at the same time. I have my sister's wedding to get to.
And
I'm
he
the maid of
has his
honor.
dad's retirement party, right?
Yeah, his dad's retirement party, which he needs to get to. And then there's an airport strike, and then a bunch of events that happen that sort of, they get stuck in a car together and go across the country. So it's
Yeah.
really fun.
That was so funny how like I only saw it, the trailer was only like 2 minutes long, so I didn't see much of it. But I saw the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, so it's so oh, I love that it's making you laugh this much.
No, it's like, what was it where he had the egg spoon race thing? And
Oh yeah.
he fell, and you guys like had a horseshoe throwing thing.
Yeah, it's so funny. When I got the script, I was like, oh, this is like so like I always like scripts that are kind of like a little campy and like just a little like different.
Right.
And so you'll see like within the Renaissance like a bunch of events happen again, and it's just very funny what keeps on happening to them together. I know they've done a lot of winter sort of cross country, but
Yeah.
this is like summertime, spring, and so they have to be very creative. Of like the writer had to be very creative. He was a great writer too, by the way. And on like what happens to them that they get, having these problems and setbacks. So we had a great time, and like actually the first couple of days we were on set was the Renaissance Fair. So it was, and there's these two characters in it that like I absolutely loved. It's the town like mayor.
Yeah.
He's also like he runs a tow truck business. And then like he's so funny. They were so funny together. I was just like dying laughing on set with them. They're so funny. And then the director, Samantha, she is so great.
Yeah.
I can't say enough great things about her. She's actually an actress first. Well, she started out in acting. I think she started out first in dancing, like as a dancer growing up.
Yeah, she actually reached out to me wanting to be interviewed.
She's amazing. You should talk to her.
I'm excited. I would be excited to interview her because I think she's. May is AAPI month, Asian American Pacific Islander month, and Samantha is of Asian descent. I'm not sure from what country, but I've been struggling trying to find like anybody behind the scenes of any Hallmark movies that is of Asian descent, and I would be so excited to talk to her about that too.
She is amazing. Like I know I keep saying everybody's amazing and wonderful, and they all are, but she is just like a light, and she, just watching her work, she makes the whole process for everyone. She makes everybody feel like important, like down to any person there, and I think that's a testament to her and how aware she is of everybody, and everyone just feels good being around her. And these movies, they shoot so fast, especially these Ottawa movies. I mean all the Hallmark movies in general, but especially this one. And she really just like, in between takes, she would sit with me and Corey and try and make the scene interesting and like talk about, and then she'd be back on set working with the camera and the DP and the lighting and then, props. And she's just, but she's so open while she does all of it. She's just lovely. I think you should definitely talk to her. And she has so much knowledge, and she's a skilled, amazing actor as well. And she's just a lovely person. I mean, I would work with her again in a heartbeat.
Oh, but back, you actually put on also a Renaissance outfit, like a gown thing too.
I absolutely did. I was very excited about that. Yeah, so the girls, Sarah, who leads up wardrobe, they actually made me a beautiful dress, the whole thing. So that was so fun. I had a blast being in that outfit. And then Corey had the experience of what it's like to be out in the cold in a skirt. So, because he had the kilt on.
Right.
So he was like in every scene. I had all these layers. For once, the woman had all the layers, and he's and then gets into the scene after he's like shaking and cold. And I was like, see, this is what we go through. He's like, I just had no idea. It's cold. So yeah, the outfits are amazing. So, and they're really a lot of fun.
So you guys filmed all in one area, right, in Ottawa. How were you guys able to how do you like to say this? How were you guys able to make it look like you were in a road trip going from California to Kansas?
Yeah, so I think there's just Ottawa has the great part about Ottawa and shooting there is it's a city, there's country, there's small mountains. It's sort of like Vancouver in that way. And there's lots of blue sky. So it looked like we were in different states. And there's also rain and snow. So it really has everything. So I think they just aesthetically, they could just find different areas like they do with any movie. Like Vancouver sometimes is being shot like it's in New York. So they just find different locations, and location department is just great at finding areas to shoot in.
Do you have any behind the scenes secrets that you want to share?
I don't think so. I'm really not a secretive person. I'm very open book, and I'm very basic.
What about bloopers? That's memorable?
Well, we had a tow truck that literally wouldn't start. And so in the scenes when the tow truck isn't starting, it's actually us trying to start the tow truck, and I had to drive it. And it was, it's a huge tow truck, but I'm like, I'm sure there was a million things that happened. But mommy brain, I don't remember.
How soon was this, before or after you gave birth to your baby?
No, so my baby was 5 or 6 months pregnant when I shot this.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's little, so little then. Now he just turned 1.
Oh.
So it wasn't that long ago, but my brain doesn't remember everything. I also shot 2 movies in a row with them, so it's like all kind of mumble jumbled into one. But Corey and I had a great time, and he's great. I wish I had some fun behind the scenes thing that happened, but really just was.
How did they take care of you with your baby? I mean, is this your first baby?
My first, yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I have, so much respect for moms. I always did, but I'm like, whoa, such a lot of work. But yeah, no, I had the team in Ottawa is so supportive of me being a mom, and sometimes you don't always get that with productions, but they really are. They practice what they preach. They really are supportive of me as a mom, and so they're very helpful with finding someone to help me. They flew my mom out, and my mom stayed with me on that one just because my little one was so small. So she was very helpful.
Aw.
But yeah, it was definitely a lot of work. He was still waking up in the night, and that was hard because we would be shooting sometimes till, you know, 2 a.m.
Were you
And
breastfeeding also?
I was,
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
And so that was really hard. Yeah, I mean, go into everything, but yeah, I was still breastfeeding at the time, so that was hard. But they were just like so supportive, and just great. So yeah.
I'm glad that they were like they were supportive of everything and like you know took care of your baby. Uh,
Yeah, they really did.
do you have any future projects coming up? Please tell me you have a Christmas movie. I would
I
love
do.
to
I
see you
actually
in a
do
Christmas.
have a Christmas movie. Well, you gotta check out the one on Netflix called Midnight the Magnolia if you have
Yeah.
Netflix. That one's just like a really cute movie. I think you'll like that one. And I do have a Christmas movie, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say much about it. It's with Corey again.
Ooh.
But I don't know if I can say it's based off a book. That's all I can say really. But it's in the snow and it's Christmas and there's Christmas trees.
See, this is what I keep. I don't know who to talk to. I want a Christmas movie in Hawaii. Wouldn't it be fun to like have a different Christmas movie that doesn't have snow? It's beachy.
Haven't they done they've done movies in Hawaii, right?
Yes, but not a Christmas one.
Not a Christmas. Well, you gotta tell them. Like you gotta call somebody.
Christmas in Aloha or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Yeah. You just have to tell them that you want that to happen.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see the movie.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And I hope you enjoy it and it makes you laugh and makes you feel good. And, that's what these movies are all about, right?
Yeah, that's the point of the movie. Is to like
Exactly.
and the trailer had me laughing, so
well, that's a good start. So let's hope we can keep you laughing the rest of it.
I was thinking myself, it was like reverse. It was sort of like reverse Wizard of Oz because you know how Wizard of Oz, they're like, no, we're no longer in Kansas, except you're actually going to Kansas.
Oh my gosh, I didn't really think about that. That's
like,
great.
You have the yellow brick road. They're like catching up with all the different characters, right?
That's actually, I didn't even think about that. That's such a cool, like, that's really neat that you thought about that. I mean, I never thought about that while I was shooting, and I just thought, she's a gal trying to get to her bachelorette, but I didn't think about, or to her sister's bachelorette and wedding, but I didn't think about like, yeah, the little characters and things that happen along the Yellow Brick Road. Now there's no Yellow Brick Road, but I totally can see why you would think that.
And then, of course, Kansas. That's why when they said Kansas, my first thought was Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, the best, great movie.
I actually lived in Kansas for like 6 months. So.
Oh wow! Did you like Kansas?
I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, you were like.
I remember a lot of tornado warnings.
Oh wow! Yeah, that'd be scary.
Yeah, and then we lived in a mobile home, and my dad was like teaching us how to like hitch it up to the car so we drive, so we can drive in case we like get into
a tornado.
Yeah, or whatever,
wow.
And stuff like that. And so
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but we only lived there for like 6 months because my mom and I and my brother, we had moved from the Philippines where I was born to America, and my dad was stationed in Kansas when we were moving to America. So that was our first place we lived in the United States was Kansas.
Wow, your parents are so like remarkable. I no really like, I always think coming to, the States from another country, just like, or any country is so brave, right? To bring their kids and just.
I don't know how my mom did it by herself because my brother was just 1, I was 7, and like she was flying international with the 2 of us by herself.
Oh my god, girl, tell me about flying with a baby. Your mom is a saint. Yeah, I mean all mothers. I just admire all mothers just in general. They're superheroes.
Yeah, I don't want to be a mom.
No, I totally understand that. I definitely understand that. I have a lot of friends that are like, I don't want kids, and I'm like, I'm like, you know, like a bag lady with, you know, I can't imagine. There's some moms that have like 5 children, and I'm like, you are a saint. I bow down. So I'm like, I don't know how they do it.
Well, you're a saint too. Every
We
mom
all
is,
are.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for talking to me. I
Thank
hope to
you
talk
so
to you
much.
again. And
I know, I would love that. And good luck with everything, and have a great birthday. And thank you for your time and promoting the movie. I hope you enjoy it.
I will. I'll let you know how I truly think.
Yeah, you'll be like, no, you're not gonna like it. Or you might love it. Who knows?
Okay, bye.
Bye.